Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another Sunday challenge. This week, we actually have 3 responses to last week's prompt, which means that one new person has been added to the mix, and that person is my mom, whose name is Kim. So my prompt for this week was basically building off the prompt for last week, which said, if there's these areas in your life that you wish could change overnight, and you recognize that they can't, what either benefits have come from that thing, if it's a regret, or a weakness, and then also what can you do practically to build towards achieving that goal that you want to have happen overnight, but over a longer period of time. And my response, if you want to hear me talk about my specific social phobia and talking on the phone or going through drive-thrus and how I don't really enjoy that, I made a video about that on Friday, so that this video could be focused just on the responses that got submitted. So if you want to hear about that, I will link that video in the description. I think it's pretty good. Let me start with my brother's response. Nick submitted his video answering a question that I asked in the middle of my Friday response, which is this kind of social phobia when it comes to answering phones and going through drive-thrus, is this a generational thing? So instead of responding to last week's prompt, Nick responded to my Friday question, which means that I need to be better at reminding what the actual question is as I go through the week. But here's a clip from that.
Hello, Matt. This is a response for your last January Sunday challenge. Look at that. Came out of nowhere. One that I definitely agree with you with still is ordering for other people in a drive-thru. I hate doing that. So I'd say, yes, it was an issue back in the day. Not even remotely an issue now. I'll talk to anybody.
What Nick is basically saying is that while he used to have an aversion to phones, he never would call it a fear. It just wasn't something he needed to do until he started operating his own business, which if you need your computer fixed and you live in Illinois, look up Nick's Computer Fixed. And now because he runs a business, he says that he answers all the phone calls that get to him. And so he's kind of gotten past the point of having any aversion to that. And I appreciate that he took the time to respond so in depth to my secondary prompt, and I will link his video down in the description as well. I look forward to learning how to answer the phone as frequently as he does. So I'm going to challenge myself personally as a response to that this week and try to answer every single phone call that comes my way, and there will be 5. I'm building off your encouragement. Craig responded to the prompt that I posed last Sunday, and he talked about a lot. His video is great. I also recommend you going and checking it out. It's linked down in the description. He talked a lot about how his experiences, and I'm not going to spoil it, so you can go watch his video, have shaped him and specifically given him humility. Here is a clip from that.
What's up, everybody? Knife hands. Starting with the biggest thing that I've been able to use that is it humbled me in an incredible way where I'm almost thankful that it brought me to such a level. It lowered me to such a place that I just feel like I'm the bottom. Most of the time we rank ourselves above or below people, and this experience has thrown that out the window, and that's benefited me a lot in relationships. People are closed off to me initially because I seem a little goody-goody, which I don't know why. I mean, I'm pretty chill, but they still see I'm open about my faith. I'm not shy about my faith. They're closed off. But then all of a sudden they find out oh wait, this dude who seems good and he's got some baggage. It honestly, I mean, it seems a little cliche, but it honestly kind of melts that wall a little bit. And they go, what? You did some, what did you do? See you, Matt. Thank you so much for this week's challenge. Thank you, everybody else, for watching. And I will see you next week.
Craig talked specifically about how his experiences have helped humble him and also have given him a new perspective in which he can both empathize and sympathize with people who have gone through similar experiences. And I think the humility part in particular is important, that it has helped him recognize who he is as a sinful person, like we all are, so that when he presents himself to other people, while they might perceive him as goody-goody, I think it helps make you authentic to people when they recognize, oh, well, he does care about these things. He likes to talk about his faith, but he's also messed up. And when people can see that you're messed up, and I'm not just saying that about you, obviously, I think we're all messed up. And when people can see that any human, no matter what their relationship with God is, they're broken. They're going to remain broken. Even if they have the Holy Spirit working on them day after day, there's still brokenness until the next life. So I appreciate that. I definitely have recognized your humility in your life, and I appreciate that as well. I also think that it's great that your experience has given you the ability to interact with and relate to people better. And from a diversity of backgrounds, I think that's a huge benefit for you, especially with as social as you are. Overall, Craig did a really good job of showing how that they're good and bad can coexist in a person's life. A bad situation, a bad decision, a bad set of decisions, whatever the case, those can also have good things, both in the moment and then long term. And despite him talking about the future and how there are things that he could change, I really like that he camped out on saying, you know, while this experience was negative, and some may perceive it as negative overall, he doesn't see it that way. So thank you, Greg. And thank you, Nick, because I didn't say that already. And then finally, my mom. Now, she didn't post this on the internet, so you can't see it in full yet. But in the future, that might be something that you can do. But for now, she sent it to me, and I've included clips from it that are relevant to our conversation. So here's a piece of that.
So the thing that I would love to change overnight is to be physically fit. But since that isn't an overnight process, I am doing things to work on that. Currently, Tom and I are both doing the Farrell's 10-week program just to get back into the habit of working out every day. I am watching more what I'm eating. I've been using more like protein shakes for breakfast to make sure I have like solid nutrition. Didn't think I was actually gonna like kickboxing, but actually punching the bag is a good thing for me, and I didn't think that was gonna be the case. Those are big things: trying to eat healthier and working out every day.
So overall, I think my mom and I are pretty similar. She talked a lot about how her overall goal is for her and her husband to be fit. I think that's a commendable goal. I also have that goal. That's one of my macro goals. But then she's got very specific ways to attain it, because she recognizes that living a healthy lifestyle does not just happen overnight. It is related to what you eat. It's related to how often you exercise, what type of intensity in your exercise. And so she talked about a few different programs that she's been involved in over the years. And now in 2021, the type of exercise regimen she is participating in to attain that end. From my own experience, that it's that consistency piece that is the hardest, especially when you're first starting out. And at the beginning of a new year, a lot of people decide it's time to pick up an exercise goal, and then they drop it off. But I can attest to my mom's own exercise journey that this has been something that she's been concerned about for as long as I can remember. It's commendable to recognize that fitness is a lifelong goal, and it's not just something that happens once and then it's done. It's something that you have to keep working towards. And I think this is going to be an awesome year for both of you. And I want to say thank you so much for submitting your video. I appreciated watching it, and I hope that everybody got to enjoy the little clips that I included. If you want to be included in next week's video, like my mom and Craig and Nick, feel free to submit your video to me directly or to YouTube, where other people can watch it as well. There are a lot of different ways to do that. You can make the video unlisted and share the link with me like Nick does, and I can still have the link for people who want to watch it, but it's not just accessible to anybody on YouTube. It's whoever watches this video and chooses to click on the link, which is a small percentage of people. So if that was one of the things that's holding you back, you don't want a bunch of people to be able to see your video, you're okay. You can make it unlisted, you can make it private, or you can just send me directly a link and tell me that you don't want me to direct people towards your link. And I'll just include a little clip from it for the purposes of this video, for the purpose of interacting back and forth. So thanks everybody for your submissions this week. I look forward to interacting with you again next Sunday at 10 a.m. If you want to submit a video, try to post those by 10 p.m. the night before. So next Saturday. The prompt for next week is to think about somebody in your life that you look up to and describe them for me, but specifically talk to me about those characteristics that they have that you wish to embody. And so you can go for as long as you want to. You can talk about one characteristic. I'm leaving that up to you. Identify the person, tell me what they are to you, and tell me what characteristics they embody that you either already embody because of them or are in the process of embodying because of your relationship with them, because you look up to them. So I think this is going to be a great prompt, and I look forward to hearing your responses. These videos get a lot of traffic. A lot of new people get to see the content that I'm making. And if you've enjoyed just a little clip from this, I would encourage you to subscribe down below so that you can see all of my videos throughout the week. I'm really working towards having higher quality, more involved videos in the middle of the week so that I don't get big view spikes on the weekends and then nothing in between. It's crazy to me, the difference between like an average weekly video of like 10 views compared to a weekend video with 150. So I'm working on balancing that out. If there's something in the content that you dislike and that you think the production value is just so much greater on the weekends, please let me know, because that's something that I want to adjust. So I'm Matt. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this, and I will see you tomorrow, February 1st at 10 a.m. Bye.
Push the button.
I'm pushing the button.
Push the button.
Pushing the button.
Push the button.
I'm pushing the button.
Push the button.
Push the button.